Hey guys, Austin here, and welcome back to another Pixelmon video here on the channel. Today we're going over the final gym that's in the most recent version of Pixelmon, the Fairy Gym. Now I know this was added before the Ice Gym, and I made the Ice Gym video a while back, not a while back, but a few days ago. The reason why it took me so long to make this Fairy Gym guy was actually in 1.20, the Fairy Gym has a bug where trainers are not spawning in it properly. So I had to go back to 1.16.5 to locate the Fairy Gym, and in that version, it's almost impossible to find the Fairy Gym because there's no proper locate command for it. So I have to fly around the world and actually find it. So it got to the point where the Fairy Gym was so hard to find that I had to create a custom world that only had the birch biome spawning, which is where the Fairy Gym spawns, and then I had to use the locate command because the only locate command that exists in this version is locate gyms plural, and it just locates the closest gym to you. You don't have the option to do specific gyms like on 1.20. But anyway, long story short, we're going to go over exactly how the Fairy Gym works, sort of its structure, and what type Pokemon will be spawning in the Fairy Gym, and let's get right into this. Of course, as always, guys, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. I'm sure there's going to be another Pixelmon update coming out very soon, considering they are still working on the alpha version for 1.20. But just as a heads up, I am in version 1.16.5 right now before anyone leaves a comment. Like I said, I had to be. Anyway, the first trainer you're greeted with, full team of level 100s, but that's because they're equal bosses. Equal bosses means they will be the exact same levels whichever Pokemon you enter with. If I battle with a level 5, they'll all be level 5. If I decide to engage with level 100, they'll be level 100. But anyway, on top of this being a few fairy type Pokemon, I'm noticing, oh no, that's Galarian Rapidash. I was going to say Rapidash isn't fairy type, but yeah, we got Shiinotic, Sylveon, Primarina, a bunch of Pokemon that have fairy typing. But as you guys know, fairy type normally is paired with another typing, so this gym is going to probably be the most diverse just because of that alone. Another equal boss over here, we got a Galarian Weezing, Slurpuff, Clefable, Sylveon again, a Galarian Rapidash, and a Azumarill. So my advice to you on taking on this gym is not only do you need to counter fairy types, but keep in mind you're going to be fighting a diverse team of Pokemon off the get-go. Epic Boss trainer right here named Steve. Epic Boss means they will be 20 levels above your max Pokemon, so if you have a level 50, they'll be level 50, no, they'll be level 75. If you enter this, not 70, they'll be 70, not 75. I don't know where my math is there, but if they're level 100, they'll be level 120. That's how that works. But as you can see, his team is pretty much the same. He does have a Galarian Mr. Mime, though, and a Vloette. So look out for that. We got some amazing Pixelmon art. I'm noticing half of it gets destroyed when the structure spawns in, but that's just what are you gonna do. But that Professor Oak is chatting up with another epic boss right here. As you can see, this one has a Togekiss and a Mimikyu and a Hatterene. That is pretty crazy. I should also mention none of these have the, actually this one does have the ability to Mega Evolve. So he's probably going to be Mega Evolving that Altaria if I had to guess, which is pretty crazy that even the Epic Boss has the ability to Mega Evolve. The Equal Bosses do not have the ability to Mega or Dynamax, just keep that in mind. But as we, of course, approach Gen 9, I'm sure in the future they will add the ability for Terastallization as well. Legendary Boss, 40 levels above your max Pokemon. So if you enter with level 100, these people with their Pokemon will be level 140. So just keep that in mind. And yes, this is Pixelmon. They do go up that high in levels. It is difficult. Rabombi's on the team is the only difference I'm really noticing. Maybe a Comfey and a Whimsicott, but nothing too crazy. And they do have the ability to Mega Evolve. So they're probably going to be Mega Evolving the Gardevoir or Togekiss. Wait. No, Gardevoir. Togekiss doesn't Mega Evolve. And then finally, at the very top, the gym leader, equal boss for a reason. You're probably thinking, well, why is it equal if I just had to fight a level 140 trainer? Why am I fighting just a regular equal boss again? Because her team is the strongest you're going to be encountering. She will have a legendary, which is Tapu Lele. She will be able to Mega Evolve a Pokemon, which is probably going to be her Gardevoir. And the rest of the team is pretty linear. But the fact that she has a Tapu Lele is going to make things so much more difficult. Lily here is ridiculous. And under more, she does have the ability to grant you the Fairy Badge and 5,000 Poké Dollars, which is pretty nice. Another thing to mention is in 1.20, apparently that's a bug that they cannot give, that they are programmed to give the badge at the moment. At least the Ice Gym wasn't whenever I made that video. So they are supposed to actually give the gym badges. So just keep that in mind. She will grant you the Fairy Gym Badge. And that's pretty much it. Of course, go through the different loot that you can find on the different item frames here. We actually have a Pokebag, which is a pretty important item if you don't have that yet. There was a gym badge case right here, which is really nice. And there's just a bunch of loot in this place you can go through while you're fighting the trainers. You can steal yourself the glass table if you so desire. And the gym's all around based on a bunch of bookshelves. If you want to steal that, if you want to steal the temple pillars, they're also really nice. Again, I recommend only ransacking the place after you beat the gym. because it would kind of be awkward if you haven't beaten them yet and you're just stealing from them. But other than that though, guys, that's pretty much it for the fairy gym. Again, if you're going to come in here with a team, be diverse, but also primarily countering the fairy type. So poison type is pretty good. I'm not sure what else counters fairy. I think one or two other typings do counter fairy, but it's been a while and I don't really counter fairies that much, so I just know poison works. But since their team is going to be diverse, I'm sure they're going to be able to counter your counters like any other gym. And I always say this in terms of people saying if this is difficult or not. Guys, right now gyms are the second most difficult thing you can do in Pixelmon, and I don't say that lightly. It will be a challenge. Going in here with level 50s and thinking you're going to be able to run through it, it's not going to work. If you guys have watched my Pixelmon Survival series, which I recommend you do, every time I try taking on the grass gym, I never beat it, because even though that was the first gym ever added, I still cannot make a good enough team. I mean, I'm also bad at the game, but I still couldn't make a good enough team to defeat it. So just keep that in mind when you're taking on this fairy gym. And once more, if you're wondering, it spawns in the birch forest biomes, and it's pretty easy to spot because it's literally made out of pink trees and birch wood. It's, like I said, very recognizable, and I'm pretty sure in 1.20 it's probably going to get an overhaul and spawn in cherry grove biomes instead. But right now, it still spawns in the birch forests. Either way, though, guys, that's going to do it for this guide. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Feel free to check out some other videos I've done in the top right-hand corner, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.